I'd like to start out by telling you about our Advanced Business Process Techniques class, which has been really surprisingly successful. And the goal of this class is to take you past the basics that are covered in, for instance, our introductory Working with Business Processes class, and deal more specifically with some of the issues that you're going to encounter, the problems with change management, how do I work with my executives to get them on board, and how do I actually design a new process? So we get right into very practical, real-world situations that you're going to have to deal with if you're trying to help your organization improve your business processes. Now, what are the topics? Because this is a big field. There are major universities around the world that offer advanced degrees in business process management. Now, how do we reduce this to a 2-day workshop? And we cover 5 main topics. And the first one is, how do I actually communicate the idea of business processes to an audience that may not have thought in those terms? And that includes senior executives, managers, and individual contributors. So we're going to share our experience delivering briefings on business processes at major organizations around the world. Now, once we've helped encourage interest in looking at things through the lens of business process, we move on to how do I actually discover our business processes? Because processes, they don't jump out and identify themselves. It takes work to figure out what is the end-to-end chain of activities that forms a business process. They tend to be hidden in organizational structure and systems. But we've got very pragmatic techniques for doing that, and we also show how to apply those techniques on a large scale. How can I build an enterprise process architecture in a reasonable period of time? Now, once we have that process architecture, once we've discovered what our processes are, we can zero in on a particular process and help the people who are currently involved in that process understand it and believe that change is necessary, that the process, for whatever reason, really does need redesign. And that's one of the unique things that we do. We look at some of the cultural, the sociological elements, the people concerns, because the theme of this workshop is that doing significant business process change work is not just a technical undertaking, it's a human, a social, an organizational, and a socio-political undertaking. So we have specific methods to deal with the soft stuff and the hard stuff. Now, once we understand that change is necessary, how do I actually model a process in a way that is understandable and relevant to the people who do the work in that process and the people who manage that process? So that's a pretty interesting section where we look at making modeling less technical and more humanistic, and then that sets us up for the final topic, which is, now that I've modeled and understood the as-is process, how do I conduct a structured assessment to identify what's right with it, what's wrong with it, and then how do I take that knowledge and design a new process in a structured and repeatable fashion that, again, encourages people to believe in the new process. We've employed these techniques at organizations around the world, and they've been very successful, and we look forward to sharing them with you. Now, who are you? Who is this workshop for? Well, originally we designed it for business analysts, because in a modern organization, the business analyst is not just somebody who's documenting requirements. The modern business analyst is a facilitator of change. And a major lever of change is process change, because a process is all about who does what when. So we built this class for business analysts, but then they started inviting other people in their organizations. And now we get senior executives attending, we get line managers attending, we get individual contributors who are going to be involved in process change attending, and of course, we get a lot of people who are business process analysts or business process architects. So it's really a class that has appealed to a wide range of people, and we hope it appeals to you. Hope to see you at one of our workshops with Adept events sometime soon.